Sono lieto di poter rievocare in poche parole le esperienze delle prime trasmissioni radiotelegrafiche a grandi distanze da me felicemente eseguite attraverso l'Oceano Atlantico il 12 dicembre 1901.
Holy snapping bra straps.
It's a podcast. Republic of Avalon Radio. It's 0 hours Avalon Standard Time. Republic of Avalon Radio.
The best radio in the whole wide world.
You're with the roar.
Doodly doody doo. We're back, and I was going to say we're back and we're better, but well, my leg is better. I don't know if you guys would remember me mentioning that my leg was It's not 100%. Now that I'm walking on it, I'm feeling it. It's like I can still feel my knee a little bit. It's not bad. Yeah. But it hasn't been bothering me. But it's about 99.999% better. Except, in the interim, I got smacked with a cold.
Yeah, bad cold.
Bad cold.
Bad. You've had it for a whole week now. You're
Just coming out the other end, yeah. So, it's not so bad. You know, whatever. Sniffly, snuffly, coffee, whatever. Coughing and sniffling and aching all over. Aching all over. And all that. Well, yes, in case you didn't know it, folks. We are the Fidlers, and you are listening to the Republic of Avalon Radio.
We are the Fidlers.
Yes, a little bit of a stab from the past there from a particular little German group from back in, when was that? Oh, probably the 70s, I guess. Mm-hmm. Kraftwerk. I remember when their record came out, their Autobahn, in I think it was 73 or something like that. I was enamored, boy, when that thing came out. I was just, wow. You know what I mean? I mean, it was so different and so well done as well, you know? Different isn't always good, you know? Sometimes, was that a change is as good as a rest or something like that, but sometimes the different stuff isn't necessarily good, it's just different. But in the case of the Kraftwerk Autobahn thing, it was just, wow, I'd never heard anything like it in all my life. And I don't even know that there's a whole lot since then or now. We have a pusscat?
What a huge cat.
Hey, puss. Hey, puss.
He's very friendly, too.
Hey, you. Hey, Mr. Puss. Are you Mr. Puss or Miss Puss? What do you think? Hey, Puss.
He's a big fluff ball.
Hey.
He's rolling around on the ground.
Hey, you. You got a meow for the roar?
He's orange.
Hey.
Hey, Puss. He's doing big old rollovers on the pavement.
Okay, see you, Puss.
He's showing off.
Bye, Puss.
See you.
Okay. So what was I saying? Yeah, I don't think there's been, I mean, I'm sure, whatever, you know, you get what I'm saying, folks. You know, it's like really good music from any time doesn't have a whole lot, you know, I mean, since, you know, some people would establish the point that since, you know, the great composers, the Dwems. You know who the Dwems are?
No, I don't.
Dwem, D-W-E-M?
No, I don't.
Dead white European man.
Oh.
Since the Dwems, some people would say that just the spark ain't there anymore or whatever. Other people would say that there's some great contemporary classical music, which is a bit oxymoronic when you think about it. How can it be classical and or classical as opposed to classic, I guess. That's how they get away with it. I don't know. Seems like really grasping at straws to me, but anyway, that stuff what uses all them violins and timpanis and stuff like that, and cellos and woodwinds and all that. That kind of music, you know? You know, I don't mean when Paul McCartney is there. I mean otherwise. Stuff like that.
Ooh, the lilacs are coming out.
Lilac.
Smell. We're going under a
I can smell them a little bit.
Yeah. That's a good sign.
Through my much congested, excuse me folks, but my much congested nasal passages. So maybe this walk will be good for that anyway. Yeah, so yes, the music thing, yes. Kraftwerk, and that came back from We As the Fidlers. So that's I think we can tie the loop up on that one. Right?
Right.
That one's done.
Tied.
That one's done. The music and the Kraftwerk and all that stuff. And let me just say, folks, having gone through the birthdays and all that stuff, we heard from very few people, but very big thanks to those who we did hear from. You know who you are. And yeah, it was the Roar's birthday and it was my birthday as well. So both I and the Roar are a year older. And
Wiser?
what's that?
And a year wiser?
And a year wiser, yes, I think so. Well, you know, if that is your goal, which in my case it is, you know, you can monitor yourself and over time sort of feel that out and see if you're succeeding or failing. You see, wisdom, it's not this big airy-fairy thing that people think it is. You know, it's like prophecy. What is a prophet? You know, people think that, well, okay, listener, I'll ask you to just think for a moment. Now, in your mind, just think of what as far as you're concerned, what is a prophet? I don't mean financial profit, you know, I mean a prophet, you know? Yeah, well, that's pretty much the same as what everybody else thinks. It's kind of like somebody who tells the future, like a soothsayer of some kind. But no, that is not the definition of prophet. A prophet is somebody who knows their times, who knows the times that they're in, and knows the signs of the times. That is a prophet. And much like this whole wisdom thing, or some of us called it Wisman, to take the dumb part out. But wisdom is more about, let's look at it this way. We have three steps, I suppose, or three phases for any given area of your life. And some people aren't even barely in the first one on just about everything. And many more people are on the first one and a whole bunch of things and grasping for the second. But some people have passed through the second and they're touching the third, and other people are well into the third on a few things. And then there's the whole overall concept as well. But the three things basically are knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Knowledge being the first one, just information. Knowledge, all knowledge is information. It's innocuous. In and of itself, it's pretty useless, really. It's just knowledge. Excuse me, it's just information. You know, like who hit the walk-off World Series winning home run in the bottom of the ninth in 1950 something, whatever. That's not going to get you through the night, kids. It's just information. But if you know that, then you know that. Good. Knowledge is simply data. It's facts, figures, information. Understanding, or as I like to call it, overstanding, to get the under out of it, is taking that knowledge, that information, whatever, and applying it. Okay? So, it means actually doing something. That's the second part. The understanding. It's taking some information and putting it through its paces. And, rounding up some results. From this information you generate data. But it's experiential data. So after you apply the whatever it is, and you try it a few times in various different ways, like baking a cake or forming relationships or whatever the case may be, you'll find that certain things you do will end up with a pretty poor cake, and certain things you do will end up with a pretty good relationship, pretty good friendship. Now, the third part of it, after you have all that just information, like, Fred, this is Mary, or hey Mary, I want you to meet Fred. He comes from such a place, and he, whatever. He's a carpenter, information. She gets to know the guy, and so on and so forth. Anyway, let me just come to the crux of it here. The wisdom, or the Wisman, is after taking information, putting it through its through its paces, trying it this way, trying it that way, and being able to and identifying to yourself, for yourself, what works and what doesn't work, and what works better than this and what doesn't work quite as well as that. The wisdom part is being able to choose to do the right thing based on either your own experience, this is the other side of it, either your own experience or experience gained from others who have already gained the experience on that knowledge. That you can get the you can get through the understanding part. The somebody else's experience can really help you as you go. You can't skip the understanding part, but it can really quicken and perhaps make it more meaningful. Maybe not so much quicken it, but give it a little bit more gravy, the understanding side, so that when you reach the Wisman, or the wisdom stage, you're doing the right things to get the desired results, with not on a kind of a hit and miss chance sort of basis. You're not rewriting history, you're not making the same mistake over and over, you're not hitting your head up against the same brick wall again and again. And that's wisdom. So, I think a lot of people think wisdom is a kind of a dreamy look in an old man's eye or something. Wisdom is something you have sitting in a rocking chair or something like that. Excuse me. Which is not exactly the case, because a lot of us go through life without accumulating very much wisdom on anything. Wisdom has nothing to do with age. Excuse me. Certainly you think if somebody is, making somewhat of an effort, if they're conscious of these things, then you're going to accumulate a certain amount of wisdom. And the longer you live, I suppose the more you're going to accumulate. So the age/wisdom thing isn't totally without, basis, but it's not an age thing. It's just about taking information, putting it through its paces, observing the results, and then being able to choose the methodology, or how to go about, whether it's anything, whether it's the way you run your household finances, or your career, or friendships, or anything, your health, any old thing at all, you know. And a lot of people can be very wise in some areas and not so wise in others, and it's just the way it is. So anyway, folks, that's the skinny on the knowledge, overstanding, and Wisman, or as most people call it, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. So there it is. And yeah, that's not part of any kind of crazy religion or crazy philosophy. It's not atheist, it's not Catholic, it's not anything. It's something that you can be mindful of. And if you just observe yourself, it has to do with self-observation. And maybe people don't do enough of that. Kind of a little joke that I have, but it's not really a joke. But boy, I've had people take it totally the wrong way. You know, even though I tell them very clearly, I don't mean what you think I mean. I want you to think about what I said and realize that I'm not, you know, meaning what you think I mean. But anyway, what I say is people should be more selfish. Whoa, that sets off a lot of alarms and buzzers for a lot of people, you know? No, people shouldn't be more selfish. People should whatever. Well, my point is, and again, this is like a lighthearted thing, you know? It's not a big serious thing. But if people were more selfish, I think we'd have a better world. Because people would think of themselves kind of between the brackets, you know, of birth and death, you know, between the cradle and the crypt, that kind of thing, and realize whether you believe in an afterlife or whether you believe in a cold, dead universe full of rocks, or no matter what you believe in, here you are. And whether you're doing it for a reward later or some reincarnation thing or whatever, it doesn't matter. Here you are now. So everybody can agree upon that. So while we're here, I think we want to do the best we can. And if we were to think of ourselves as our number one job in our life, you know, you are your number one job. Not the job you do for your boss, and not the job you do, you know, for your neighbor. No. In fact, not even the job you do for your spouse or your children. You got to come first. I'll tell you why. It's very simple. Because if your number one job is to monitor yourself with the goal of being the best you that you can possibly be, and you really, really try, and you really stick to that, that's going to make you a better dad, a better brother, a better co-worker, a better boss, a better employee, a better neighbor, whatever, you know? So that's my point. And I finished that off by saying, I think people should be more selfish, because the world we're living in, the society we're living in, is way too bloody otherish. Everyone's always concerned about what everybody else is doing and wearing, and what cars they have, and trying to keep up with the Joneses and compete with each other. You shouldn't compete with yourself. That's the point. And I think any really good athlete will tell you that. even you know, in a team sport, your biggest competitor is yourself. You have to compete with yourself. Don't worry about what the next guy is doing. I mean, you can gain inspiration from other people, but see, again, that's you with you know, being selfish as opposed to otherish. I mean, how can you not be selfish? It's like, well, if you're not selfish, then what are you? I think that guy over there, he's pretty selfish. In other words, he's more like himself than he is like anybody else. You know, like that car there is pretty carish, right? You know, that cloud is pretty cloudish. Well, that self over there is pretty selfish. So, anyway, I think you get the gist of of what I'm saying. Again, it's not a big serious thing, and people can get really upset when they hear me saying that I think people should be more selfish. I don't mean people should be not sharing or caring or whatever. I think the whole point is they should be saying to themselves, hey, I'm a sharing and caring machine that wants to work at full capability, full potential. And in order for me to do this, I'm going to have to maintain this machine here pretty well. And if you do, I think the ultimate point is, are we put here to give or are we put here to take? Well, I think obviously we're put here to learn. And part of that learning is realizing that everybody has something to offer. And that should be our focus, not what the world has in store, what the future has in store for us, or what the world owes us. And certainly not this friggin' thing, which kind of drives me nuts, is taking life one day at a time. What a mindless grind of a foot-dragging, head-down existence is that? That is maybe, at best, a temporary coping mechanism. If you're going through a particularly hard time, then you kind of, set your jaw, you take each day. But you got to go through that. You can't live your whole life one day at a time. Sweet Jesus. There's a song in that somewhere, I think.
There is.
Yes. So, yes. I wasn't swearing. This episode will not be marked. I certainly don't think by mentioning the name Jesus, your show should be marked as expletive or whatever on iTunes, however they mark that.
No,
Do you?
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, same to you.
He doesn't think so either.
What's with these goofballs driving around?
Bizarre.
They don't have lives, I guess.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's like calling people up when you're a kid and saying, "Is your refrigerator running?" or something.
Well, you better go catch it. Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. So anyway, I think that was the serious little section. But see, folks, it wasn't serious in the sense that it was all a bunch of bad news or anything like that. It's good news. It's very good news. Excuse me. whoever you are, yes, you. I'm talking to you. Be the best you can possibly be, and everybody that has to deal with you throughout your life will benefit from it. On the positive side.
Very true.
Be more selfish and less otherish.
Yes.
Don't follow trends, set them.
Do it.
Yes, you can do it.
Just do it.
Yes. Don't worry about who the cheapest guy to come by and change your light bulb is. Change your own light bulb.
Why not?
Be the best light bulb changer in the world that you can possibly be.
True.
Yeah.
Actually, anything that we do, nothing is insignificant, I don't think.
Nothing is insignificant, except for the insignificant bits.
Yeah. Except for those.
Except for them, nothing is insignificant. Uh-huh.
Well, everything you do, though, it's
Magic?
it's magic. Yes.
Yes.
It is really.
Theo!
But actually, we are magic when you think about it. We're kind of magic, aren't we? I mean, I don't mean just us. I mean.
It's a big enough umbrella, but it's always
us,
me that ends up
everybody.
getting wet. There's a quote for you, folks. Who knows what that's from, I wonder. Somebody does.
I've heard that before.
Yes.
I don't know where, though.
I have to tell the story of 1,000 rainy days since we first met. It's a big enough umbrella, but it's
Right.
always me that ends up getting
Very
wet.
nice line, actually. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a good line. Sometimes you stumble into these things. And, there's the clever ones that you make up yourself. Those are very rewarding and very interesting. But then there's also the ones that, Jaja sends you. And, wow, those ones are huge. But it's nice, too, every now and again, to have get a little bit of your clever on every now and again.
You're good at that.
At getting my clever on every now and again?
Yeah.
Every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and again. Which is good. I think everybody does. Everybody gets their clever on.
It's like flashes of inspiration or flashes.
Well, I'm
of
actually talking
cleverness.
about sort of like the opposite of that, really. The inspiration is, say, what I deal with most of the time, but sometimes I get little flashes of clever and come up with little lines and little things myself. But ultimately, where do they come from too? Anyway, so much. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I write all them songs
Probably
anyway.
all comes from the same thing.
Yes. And some of it, I guess, is more cerebral and some of it's more spiritual and all these kinds of things and things.
I find the things that you don't have to think about so hard are the ones that, the ones that just come to you. If you're just writing something like, even for me, if it's a proposal or whatever, when I try to make something up, I'm just thinking and how do I, but sometimes something will just come to me and it'll just, I'll just start writing it. And those are always, for me anyway, those are usually tend to be the best.
Yeah, it's good to have the feeling you're the best. Yes, it's good to have the feeling you're the best.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are just on our way now to meet with one of our faithful listeners. Ababang. I don't know. But he just said something, so I just said Ababang. Ababang, whatever Ababang means. If anybody knows what Ababang means in any sort of language, probably means something in Aramaic or something. I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah, so we're just on our way down to meet up with one of our faithful listeners, Tim from Minnesota, of the Tim and Lou crew. But he's Lulus.
Yes, he's Lulus, I do believe.
So.
We'll have to get a new shout out from Tim.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe we'll ask him a little bit. Maybe you can do a little
That would be cool.
little interview with him.
Cool.
Ask
And we
him.
have I'm sorry, go ahead.
Ask him about sort of how long he's been listening to the Roar and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We have another listener that's coming.
We have another listener?
We have, yeah.
Brilliant.
You didn't know that?
I've been wondering sometimes,
Well, actually, he's coming to town. The other listener.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why.
Email
Who?
today, actually. Michael Meekins.
Michael Meekins coming to town.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
Michael Meekins.
Oh, with an S at the end?
Yeah. You're with the Roar.
You are with the Roar, yes. So I'm wondering which mic that is now. Is that the mic from the Carolinas?
I think so.
Well, he's originally from here, I think, but he's been
Oh, is he?
living in the Carolinas for years and years, I think.
Oh, yes, okay. Yep, he's been on the show before.
He has?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure he was.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Huh. Okay, maybe he wasn't.
I think you've read... Nice.
Screaming girls. I think maybe, okay, perhaps...
I'll give you something to scream about. What? Go ahead.
I think maybe I'm getting confused. I think I was corresponding with him via email.
Yes.
And he must have bought, I think maybe he bought one of your CDs. That's
I think
probably
perhaps he
what it
did.
was. Yeah. And sent us a nice email.
But I do remember you reading, excuse me, a message or two
Yes.
on the Roar from
Yeah,
him.
Yeah, I definitely know who it is. Like,
On the show here, I should say. I'm talking about the Roar like it's over there somewhere. We're in it right now.
we are.
We're in the Roar.
This is the Roar.
Yeah, it's the Roar. So, 5 years. We're 5 years old now. Republic of Avalon Radio. And not going anywhere too quickly.
We're just getting back in the groove, don't you think?
Well, I guess, yeah.
I sort of think so, in a way. Like, we're more actually...
In the way
more
that we're not going
regularly-
yeah.
More regular shows.
Yeah, we're eating our Wheaties.
We actually had that hiatus, and then it took a while to get back and kind of in the groove again. For me, anyway.
In Eddie Groove.
Sure.
Yeah. I had to get Lillian to polish up on her technical skills, setting levels and,
Yeah.
mic technique and things like that.
It's like I forgot everything.
Yeah.
Free.
But you shouldn't
No.
forget anything because it's all common sense. It's wisdom. It's not information. That's the thing. If you learn things, the whole point of what I was saying before about this information, this knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, is I was touching on it, I think 2 episodes ago. Something about the whole concept of, the education system being about basically indoctrination through memorization and regurgitation. It's not putting anything into practice. It's not really learning, That's why when you do something, what's that called in French? It's a stage. What do you call that in English?
Like on-the-job training. Isn't
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. But isn't there a word for it?
it? Apprentice? Would that be it?
Ship, an apprenticeship. That's not quite that. That's not. No, it's not an apprenticeship. Anyway, a stage. Yeah, it's like you go and you're studying something. You're just getting some information out of a book, some knowledge. Then you go and you gain some understanding by having a work term. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, by having a work term and getting a chance to apply it, from which hopefully, hey, how's it going? What's that?
Doing some work and watching a fight.
Oh, okay. Take her easy. Okay. Yeah, like I said, the learning something in a book, that's the knowledge. Then it's always very nice to be able to, say, do a work term, get a chance to apply some of that knowledge and make some mistakes, learn from them so that you can gain some wisdom. And then when you go to actually do the thing, the actual open heart surgeries or the brain surgeries or whatever, you're not going from book to brain.
Yeah. Brain to brain.
That'd be a good book, the brain surgery in 3 easy steps.
It's brain surgery for dummies.
Brain surgery for dummies, yeah.
I like it.
Hey, maybe there's something to that. Maybe a few dummies out there could stand some brain surgery.
Yeah. How about become a pilots for dummies? Or
What?
How would you say that?
How'd you say pilots for dummies?
Yeah, pilot for dummy or for dummies?
Are you forgetting to learn how to speak English?
Become a pilot. Like pilot
Flying for dummies.
Yeah, flying for dummies. There you go.
Hey.
I like that one.
Go out on the edge of a cliff, flap your wings, and press with your feet. There, flying for dummies. That would pretty much do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Get rid of a few dummies in the process too, I'd say. I wonder, if you wrote a book like that and someone did it, could they sue you? Maybe in New Jersey.
I don't know.
For some reason, I think they could sue you in New Jersey.
If they have pet rocks and people buy them, you can do anything.
That's right. Well, pretty much it's been proven that you just tell people whatever, as long as they say it on the news or put it in the paper or teach it in the school, man, you'll have people, not only will they bite your head off and foam, spit and yell at you if you give them some information that they don't like, they'll actually, either them themselves or they'll send their children halfway around the world to kill or be killed. Mm-hmm. It's crazy when you think about it. People should be a little more discerning than that. Ask a few more questions. Question everything. Mm-hmm. Question these things. What? What do you mean? Huh? Nah, not really.
What are we going over there fighting for again?
Yeah, what's that all about? What do we stand to gain by going over there? Yeah. Oh, we're going over to free some people? Really? Huh? Okay, from a bad guy? Well, how'd the bad guy get there? Let me do a bit of... we put him there. Huh? Okay. Yeah. I see how that goes. Oh, and that happened last time, too. Okay. Yeah, anyway. So much for that stuff, kiddies. But, yeah, it is a very frustrating thing to look around the world and see all kinds of misery inflicted upon the masses by the very few. And the masses aren't going to, for the most part, very easily wake up and break out of that, because who's calling the shots? Who's telling them the way it is? The very few that are in control.
Exactly. And
You
they're
know.
not the ones that are. It's always the.
They never fight the wars, no.
Yeah, it's always the little guy who has to.
They never fight the wars or eat the food, eat the bad food with all the poisons and the chemicals and the preservatives in it. They don't drink the water with the chlorine and the fluoride and all that stuff in it. So, you know, that's it though, kids. You know what I mean? Jeez, you know, what do you do? So yeah, we're off to meet Tim from Minnesota. Back off of that other topic there. Back off. Step away from the topic. Yes.
Hello, people. Are you out there?
We haven't told any silly stories lately, I don't think.
No.
Silly stories like the Weisenheimer story, or
We have to tell a silly story.
some sort of.
Someplace. We don't have time right now, though.
We don't have time though. Shall we say so long for now?
Yeah. So long for now.
So long for now, folks. We hope you've enjoyed this little stroll with us. We hope that somehow we've caused you to smile. We hope somehow we've caused you to think.
Yeah.
We hope somehow we've caused you to just waste a little bit of time, or gain a bit of time, or somewhere in between, and that these words find you somewhat healthy and happy, and all that jazz.
And I'd like to dedicate this next song
To
to Hope and Jack.
Hope and Jack.
Jack and Hope.
Jack and Hope. Hope and Jack.
Hope and Jack.
Hope and Jack goes a dancing. Jack and Hope goes a twisting. All right, and what's the song we will dedicate for the Hope and Jack?
Let's see.
See, it's Hope and Jack. It's not Jack and Hope, but it is Jack and Hope. All depends on who you know, and you know, we've known both for quite a long time. So for us, it's like hack or joke or something.
What song? That's a good question.
Anyway,
You'll think of something.
a song. A song. Well, let's play this little one here because, you know, it is the era of the warmer weather, and we've yet to do that this season. You know, the first day of summer is on the 21st, and let's get this up for that if we can. And here's a little ting written by Ger Wolf, good friend of ours from Cork in Ireland. Cork, from just outside of Cork, well, Cork, County Cork, not Cork City. Little song he wrote for his children that we've played here on the show before, a song that I recorded on my Midnight Rover album in 2005, and had some backing vocals from Daryl Power, formerly of Great Big Sea, and Colleen Power. No direct relation, but they were both on the trip over to Ireland with us and part of the whole thing in 2005. And we just came back from Ireland singing that song, not just in our heads even, everyone was singing it out loud. Even Ron Hines was singing it. So, there you have it. So we'll send this one out to Hope and Jack, and we'll also send this out to Jack and Hope. And we hope that Jack is well, and we hope that Hope is well. And this goes out to them. This is from my Midnight Rover album. This song is called oh, what's going on? It's escaping me. It's called The Curra Road. You're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
Summer we'll go walking way down to the river, down the Curra Road. Past the blue sky we'll walk under, listen to the humming bees, and on we'll go. We won't worry about
A Root Cellar production.